So it's around 7 a.m. right now. I just got back from the gym, finished up a meal, finished up my cardio, read my Bible, just all my normal morning routines. And I'm going to be dead honest with you guys. I feel fucking terrible today. I feel like complete shit. I'm exhausted. And I did not want to come on and make a video at all. But I tell myself that I'm going to show up every day for you guys. And you all show up for me. So how would that be fair of me to not show up for you? So that's why I'm here still talking today. But today I wanted to talk about the importance of having certain people in your life, because the connections you build in your life determine who you become, right? And a few years ago, I didn't have any sort of circle around me that was really benefiting me. Sure, I had some good friends who really did have my back and still have my back to this day, but I didn't have anyone elevating me. I didn't have anyone bringing me up. And because of that, I fell into this deep trap, right? I spent my first 2 years of college not really having a purpose. I would go out every single weekend. I would drink multiple days per week. I wouldn't eat healthy. I would gorge myself every chance that I got. And because of this, I fell into a really deep state of depression because I didn't like who I was. I didn't like the person that I was. And I didn't like the actions that I was taking every day because I knew that I was meant for something more, but I didn't have anything pushing me to be more, right? I didn't have any sort of extrinsic motivation that pushed me to be better. And this went on for quite some time in school, until I did this first thing. And this first thing that I did was I signed up for a bodybuilding show. I had been putting myself through so much shit. I felt terrible. I felt terrible in my day-to-day life. I had no energy. I couldn't focus on shit. I literally would just smoke weed, would eat a bunch of food, would drink on the weekends, and I was a piece of shit. I was not a developed person. I was not a good person. I just was a loser, for lack of a better word. And whenever I started to prep for this bodybuilding show, I hired a coach, and that coach completely changed who I became as a person, because he held me accountable every single day and he forced me to grow. He forced me to be better and forced me to stick to the plan. Hiring a coach, and that is the first person I think every man should have in their life, is some type of coach or mentor, because you need somebody who's been in your shoes and you need somebody who can pull you out of that situation. What I needed at that time was somebody greater than me to pull me out of that situation. So that's what I did. I hired him, and that genuinely made me so much more productive. It made me stop drinking because he was giving me a meal plan and there wasn't fucking beer on the meal plan. So I couldn't eat that shit, obviously. So having that sense of accountability helped me so much. And I began to progress now. But that being said, this is a dude that I was talking to online, right? This is a dude that was helping me via my phone, but there was still nobody in my actual life holding me accountable. So yes, during this time, right, I was going to the gym, I was eating healthy, I was eating a good diet, I was getting enough sleep. But I felt like other areas of my life weren't developing, right? If I wanted to sleep in, I would sleep in. If I wanted to push the gym to a later date, I'd push it. If I wanted to half-ass my workout, I would half-ass it. And that all changed when I got closer with one of my best friends now, right? So he lives in the room across from me, quite literally the door across from mine right now. And every single morning, when I wake up at 4:40, his door opens the exact same time as mine every single day, like clockwork. And that's what I needed and didn't realize. I didn't realize that I needed somebody in my personal life to hold me accountable. Why? Because he works just as hard as I do, and I can't let somebody outwork me now. That's the mentality you need to have. You don't need to compare yourself to others, but you need one specific person in your life, in your personal life, that is developed just as much as you and continues to elevate you. I didn't want to go to the gym this morning, but if he's going to the gym, how could I not go, right? I have to. If somebody else is going to the gym and they're living in the same house as me and they want to put in the work this morning, then how am I going to let him go to the gym? Or how am I going to let him outwork me, wake up earlier? How am I going to let him do the things that I know I'm capable of doing because he's doing them right next to me? And that's what I needed. I didn't realize that at the time, but I just needed one person to show me their lifestyle and to outwork me, to make me realize that I had all the potential in me. So you need to understand that you have all the potential in you because other people around you are able to do these same things. They're able to work hard, right? I didn't want to film this video at all, but he's in there fucking working, so how could I not work too? How could I not do the things I said I'm going to if somebody right beside me is doing those things? My old connections I used to go out and drink with every single time. I'd fall into this trap of meeting bad people and just they would drag me down. And with the circle I have now, with my best friend now, with the people in my life, they elevate me. They don't go out, so therefore I'm not going out. They wake up at 4:40, so therefore I'm waking up at 4:40 because I want to be better. And if somebody else is doing those things right beside me, how could I fail? How could you fail if you had somebody else kicking your ass every single day telling you to do it? How could you fail if somebody was forcing you to be better every single day and showing you their lifestyle, the lifestyle that you want to achieve? So having that one simple connection, having that one person in your life who's able to elevate your performance as a man, who's able to elevate your sense of being, will completely change your life. Just from making that connection. I completely stopped going out. I stopped eating a bunch of bullshit food. I stopped skipping the gym. I stopped half-assing my workouts because somebody is there right beside me doing it with me. And I'm not saying you need to depend on other people, because you don't, right? You have all the power yourself. But don't feel ashamed and don't feel like it's a burden for you to connect with somebody else and you to have somebody else help uplift you as a person. You're the product of your connections, so don't just think that you have to do it all on your own, right? I know in every man there's a sense of like solitude where you're like, I have to develop myself. I have to do this myself. Yeah, I get that, bro. But at the same time, you're gonna have some type of circle around you, right? And if that circle is a bunch of fucking losers, it's gonna be a lot harder to progress. It's going to be a lot harder if you don't have people around you that are elevating you as a person. So yes, you can progress on your own. Yes, you can become better on your own. But having somebody right beside you, having somebody who elevates you every single day because they're working harder than you, is all you need as a man. That will elevate you farther than any type of just like, oh, I'm developing myself. I'm working for myself. Yeah, that's cool. It helps. I promise you, it helps to have somebody working right beside you. And now I'm able to wake up every morning because I know right across the hall, that motherfucker is going to wake up too. I know that his ass is going to the gym at 6 o'clock. So how the fuck could I not go to the gym? You are the product of your two closest connections. And I wholeheartedly believe your two closest connections should be a best friend and should be a coach, because those are the two people that are going to hold you accountable, that are going to force you to grow and make you into the man that you're going to be. If you have that accountability, you have that circle around you of people forcing you to work harder and people working harder than you, how could you fail? How could you lose? So what you need to do is, one, hire a fucking coach. If you're not working with a coach, why? Somebody to literally do everything for you and give you an exact plan so that you can progress. You might say like, oh, like you're a fitness coach and you work with a coach. Yeah, that's the whole fucking point. I don't want to do that shit. I don't want to make my own, like program my own meals and training when I'm working with 50 clients. That doesn't make sense to me, right? Why would I not hire somebody else to do it for me so that they could do it better and I don't have to hyperanalyze my own body and I know that I'm going to progress because I have a coach? And the other thing as well, you need to find that one connection in your life. It doesn't just have to be one, but you need to find some type of friend or some type of person to elevate your lifestyle, because I have multiple now and it's completely changed everything that I am as a person. You are the product of your closest connections, and you need to choose those connections wisely, because otherwise you're going to fall into the same trap that your current connections have, where you're just going out every single weekend and you have no real purpose. Find your connections, find your purpose, and I promise you, you will find yourself.